to me.
Just take me now. Take me now, sweet
Let's
Jesus.
do one-on-one because I'm like fucking. What's that?
Listen, Jesus, I'm gonna fight you, okay? Because I'm not gonna run from you.
I'm sick of running now, bitch. I'm gonna take that
The running time is
baseball
over.
bat, shove it up your ass, and turn you into a popsicle.
I don't care whether you look like Babe Ruth, the saber-toothed tiger. I'm gonna fight you. Bring it on. Time to brawl.
The Babe Ruth tiger.
The Babe Ruth tiger. It was the most vicious and short-lived of all of the dinosaurs. That little baby legs.
Oh, that little baby
It's like
leg
a fat man,
Oh,
like a potato with
it just
toothpicks.
pointed out into the crowd, and it chewed tobacco incessantly.
Oh, it was unbelievable. What an abomination. An abomination.
God was very disappointed with that one.
That's why I sent it to America.
I quoted the Warriors because that's what it makes me think of.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Oh yeah.
Like when Ajax is like, I'm sick of all this running.
Yeah.
And he just turns around, starts fighting these
That's
guys,
it.
just beats the shit out of them.
What you got to do eventually.
He's my favorite character until he tried to like rape that girl.
Yeah.
And then she ended up being a cop. So-
Right.
But that was like
That's how it always goes.
that guy. He's just like so angry.
Yeah.
I love the anger.
I
and
just want more of that.
and like
Give me more anger.
the closeted homosexuality of him too, because he's constantly like relating people to homosexuals if they're not tough.
Right.
And he's like,
Well, you know.
clearly he's a closeted homosexual.
Yeah, the lady
and in
does
Pride
protest
Month,
too much.
I think
That's it. If there's one thing we want
Ajax
to
should be
talk about,
spotlighted
yeah,
in
that's
this
right.
particular this month.
Get him out of here.
Oh man, that's a good ass movie.
Yep. All right, let's start the show here.
Mhm. Nothing else to do.
I gotta go. I gotta help my mom pick up a microwave tomorrow.
Oh, really?
They got this. They
Is it
got
too
this.
big for her?
Well, no, we'll talk about it on the show. It doesn't matter.
All right, yeah.
Whatever.
We need content.
Whatever. Yeah, I got that.
I
And
don't have anything.
shit, I had something else to talk about. Now I can't remember what
I
it
got
was.
nothing, dude.
Well, maybe I'll remember it. I won't remember it.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Yay! And then space. What does that do? Did that blow your mind? That just happened.
This corner weighing in at 180 pounds.
Darkness, everybody!
You've got a dirty, whorish mouth.
Bunch of fucking amateurs. Am I wrong? No. Am I wrong? Yeah. Okay, then. Hail to the king, baby.
Fuck it, dude. Let's go bull.
You tell anyone about this, I'll fucking kill you. I'm kidding. We'll come back by tonight. Okay.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Kickstart with Matt.
And Matt,
And here we are, folks. We're back for another episode. We got 4 episodes of Pride Month.
just another
Just
episode.
another
we got 4
episode.
Pride Month episodes.
This is
not
4.
This is not our 4th
This is our
week.
3rd, but we're going to have 4.
Oh, we will have 4. We'll have one
Yeah.
for each week of the
Yeah,
month.
man. Because the first was on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a full month proper.
Have you
of
noticed? Have
Pride.
you noticed displays of pride? I was driving to the grocery store today.
Yeah.
And excuse me, I noticed what I thought was a girl because of the way they were dressed.
Yeah.
But I think it was a guy.
Okay.
As far as like, I might get slaughtered on this one. As far as
You're already advancing.
I'm doing the wrong thing here.
Yeah. Off to a bad start.
It seemed like maybe it was somewhere in between things.
Someone who was gender queer, perhaps.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say, and I apologize for my ignorance in
We-
Pride Month.
Well,
But
it's
what I'm
just
trying to
because you work
say
for the government
Is that I know I don't know political correctness. I don't know anything.
That's it.
But-
That's all right. You'll be doing a 4-hour workshop on it next week.
That's
Don't-
right. They
you'll-
will
you'll be fine.
have us have a mandatory
at the end of Pride Month. They're like, all right, we're going to do some sensitivity training here.
we have mandatory sensitivity training every day.
There's two days left of Pride Month, so we're going to talk about how to deal with all these people that wouldn't have fit in very well during World War One. That's how we define them here in the government. How would this person fit in during World War One?
If it was a maladjustment, then we got to talk about
That's it. We have to
And
address
if they fit in well, we got to talk about that too.
Because
those
that's-
people aren't right either.
They also would not have fit in during World War One. If we think they would have now, there would have been a problem. Yeah,
They were dead wrong back then.
I'll tell you,
Everything about it,
it was nothing but mustard gas and trench warfare.
just like me.
That's
So yes, in my ignorance on what I'm trying to say is that I think what I saw was someone sort of waving their pride flag in their life, and I was like, hell yeah, it's Pride Month.
I don't
I'm proud
know
of you.
what's going on over there, but I'm proud of
I
you.
can see it doesn't fit into the one, like the binary sense. So I was like, because this person was just going about their business, and I was like, that's fucking, like, I feel like I don't have that much courage in my life to do anything.
That's
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
a big part of it. And sometimes, it
Because
takes a
it's just-
storm in order for the rainbow to come out.
I guess so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's cool.
that's what they
It's
say.
cool. It's admirable. I think if you're just being your authentic self is really hard anyways in life. Just regardless of like that relating to your sexuality or just your personality.
Absolutely.
That's very difficult. So I applaud anyone that's able to do that, and also anyone that's self-aware enough to decide what they are, who they are, and be that.
I think
We're
that
missing a lot of that in this world.
this is something that I talk about every once in a while, whenever, at least when the topic comes up here, when we're on the show, or at least I try to bring it up. The idea of the fluidity of our, not only our sexuality, but our personality and all of these things that we get so hyper focused on who we're supposed to be that we spend so much of our lives trying to fit into a box rather than just admitting who we are at that point.
Yeah.
It's like you might as well just go with it. Like it's sometimes you don't have a word, you don't have a label, you don't have a thing, and that's okay. It's nice to have some sort of language to talk about it because it gives you some semblance of an identity, I guess.
As human beings, we do look to fit into a group.
Yeah,
We
it
look
makes us
to find
comfortable.
others like
Right,
us because
right,
we're
right.
social creatures.
Yeah.
That's what creates a lot of the conflict here. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think when you do express yourself authentically, you find the people who belong with you.
Sure.
The more honest you are with yourself, the more you will find the people that
Oh
belong
God,
with you.
absolutely.
And that feeling is like so good.
Yeah.
Because you don't like when you're ingratiating yourself with people who suck,
Mhm.
you never feel you just don't feel right.
I'm a wreck right now.
I'm a wreck right now. You'll never actually achieve anything for
Yeah,
you because
exactly
they will
right.
always hold you back and stifle you.
Right.
So it's hard to do. I applaud anyone that's able to do it.
Yep.
And don't ever worry about what other people think about you either, because
That's it.
these people's opinions are fucking dumb.
It's dumb.
Don't ever
dumb.
let people who you wouldn't respect otherwise
Listen,
tell you
if-
what to do.
If we can love our gay robot sons,
I can love that gay robot son until I'm blue in the face.
That's it. It's all that matters. It's all that matters. Whatever you want to do with your face. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah.
That's my only advice to people. Love your gay robot son. Okay?
Love your gay robot son, whatever that means for you.
Don't judge.
That's it. Yeah, that's precisely it. Yep. Just
That's
like
the-
we
that's
said,
the sentiment.
just don't bother anybody else. Okay. Just do your own thing. If you're passing judgment on other people, you're in the wrong territory already.
I just don't see how really anybody's personal life is anyone else's fucking business.
Exactly
That's-
right.
I find it even funny that we even need to do this as a society. It's sort of
You're on the Kickstarter.
Hello.
I gotta fix this damn thing.
No, I like it.
It's
Let's leave
because
it.
it's
We need
because of
interruptions.
the stupid Google, like they just ended support for, or like Gmail proper. They just ended support for this is how it was listed in the settings: untrusted third-party programs.
Oh,
Which includes like the Microsoft Mail and all that stuff, like the built-in mail program in
but
Windows
apparently
10.
they don't trust them.
They
They're
don't
not very
trust it.
trustworthy.
No, we're not. We've been watching this guy out of our peripheral vision, and we're not too sure about it. But that's what it is. I never
I've seen him do
use
some
it.
questionable things on his own
That's
time.
it. I'll tell you.
Microsoft.
I'm not 100% all those things were spam that he sent to spam. So I'm not too sure about his integrity. Really, is the problem. But that's the reason why the damn noise keeps coming up. But yeah, it'll interject a little bit of life into this dull existence.
Yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
We have a void. We are just screaming in the void, like being sucked in a black hole. Hello, you're on
God
Kickstarter.
damn,
Matt.
that's a different notification.
Um,
Fucking things.
being stretched endlessly.
That's it.
Right? That's what it feels like to
in
listen to the
all
show.
directions. In all directions.
This world's fucking so fucked up.
Neil deGrasse Tyson would marvel at the physics and the apocalyptic nature of what we are doing and saying. If he were to ever take any time
if Neil
to listen.
deGrasse Tyson were real, he would be ashamed of us.
He's like Santa Claus. We just tell him, we use him as a legend to keep kids in line.
There's a bunch of impersonators all over the country.
Sit on Neil deGrasse Tyson's lap and tell him what you want for Christmas.
They wander around natural history museums.
Tell him what you want.
Ringing bells, collecting coins so that planetariums can keep their telescopes in operational order.
There's little jars for donations.
Why don't we have like other situations like Santa Claus?
Yeah.
I mean, do we? I don't know. I don't know.
We do collectively as a society encourage lying to children, which I find to be kind of strange.
Sure. Yeah, because they're
Easter Bunny,
so easy.
Tooth Fairy. I know. I feel like it's just some way for us to wave power over like people.
Calm down. They're old ones. Don't stay babies forever. Idiot. Fucking stupid asshole.
We got Santa Claus. We got fucking. I'm trying to think of any other childhood, and there are other
Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, there are other like non-American.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
God's a huge one too.
Some people don't get the whole talk about the God's not real. It was just make you so you go to bed on time.
Right. Because I mean, imagine an omniscient being that created you that can smite you at any given moment,
and you don't got to pay him a penny. It's the best nanny you ever have.
My parents should have just used God to get me to behave because and they tried. But instead, they use Santa. I'm calling Santa up on the phone when I was like a little kid. I'm calling him.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to call him on the phone, tell him that you don't need any Christmas presents. I still recall this. And they were probably using this tactic when I was like too old for it to really work. But it's just a way for us to wield our authority over the lesser-minded
What
people.
I'm saying is they use the Santa Claus now where they're like, it's like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
Right? Where he goes to the mall Santa. He's like, listen, I know you're not the real Santa, but I know that you work for him. Because the guy's like walking out to his old shitty car. Yeah. He's like smoking a cigarette with his beard down around his chin or whatever. It's like that. That's the thing. Why don't we harness the fantasy? I guess the strip club's the adult version. It's just like you go there and you pretend that like everybody in there is pretending that like, oh yeah, you're actually interested in me, and then I'm going to pay you for it. I mean, I guess that's basically
you're wondering what is your main point here?
Like the idea, why don't we harness the power of imagination to raise money for other things?
Oh, for adults.
Yeah.
Oh, they do. That's called political.
It's called work.
It's called work, and it's called political parties.
Yeah, that's right.
That solicit donations for their particular party. Yeah, it's all pretend.
That's it.
Those things are all blatant lies.
None of it's real.
None of them have ever come true.
No.
I don't know why there's a cult of Trump, but I just want you guys to really take a look and see what Trump actually did and what he delivered, what he said he was going to do.
Yep, that's it.
And by the fucking way, all these people with their Biden stickers on the gas pumps, I just want you to realize for a second that Biden didn't start the fucking war in Russia and the Ukraine, and he is riding off of the economy that Trump set up.
That's it.
And Trump was riding off the economy that Obama did. Because Obama inherited a fucking recession.
Yeah.
That you can't blame Obama for the recession in 2008 because he just got elected. He just fucking got elected.
Well, you should have fixed it. Everybody knows they hit the reset button when you get in.
It doesn't happen that fast. It just fucking doesn't.
No, people don't understand that.
So I'm not saying Biden. I don't really like Biden myself. As a Democrat, I really don't. Not a big fan.
Right.
He's kind of fucking splitting the difference too much, in my opinion. But anyways,
it's like he's a politician, lifelong politician or something.
He used to be the most racist motherfucker. If you look him up, he said some fucked up shit.
Oh, sure.
In the past, he'll say whatever he needs to say.
Again, that's politics.
But they inherited, and let's face it too. The Republicans are generally like operating this country. By the way, they hold the majority of the seats. So.
Because they hold the majority of the money.
They hold the money. They are causing the issue, and they're not helping you.
Yeah.
They don't like you if you're poor.
That's right.
If you're poor, no one likes you.
That's it.
Okay?
Trade. Get your guns. get your guns, and just
They're
tell
coming
yourself.
after this and they're coming after that. They're
That's
trying to
right.
distract you.
That's right. Get
Don't
ready.
listen to either one of them. But anyways, I mean, politics aside,
Yeah.
It already happens to this day. I mean, people think the politicians are on their side and they're going to believe whatever they tell them, just like Santa Claus and the children.
There's only
I feel like maybe there's a correlation there. Maybe we should stop lying to kids so that they're not so easily deceived when they become adults.
and that's the idea. It's like thus far, whenever my nephew comes up and talks to me about he saw Santa at the this thing or saw the Easter Bunny or the Tooth Fairy, I always say, well, that's good. Did you enjoy interacting with that person? It's
You
like
specifically focus on just the feeling.
The
of it.
idea of like, all right, you had a feeling and you talked to a person, right? That's the thing. And whenever I give him gifts, it's never from Santa Claus. It's always from Uncle Matt. It's
Right.
not, because I for one,
I work for this.
I worked this. It was a Cat Williams bit. He's like, no. Santa didn't buy you a PlayStation. That was Daddy's weed money, baby. That's the thing, because I take umbrage, especially with parents who are desperately like they have an electric cord, an extension cord already tied into a noose hanging in the garage 23rd because they know they aren't going to be able to pay these credit card bills, and yet Santa's name is on every one of the gifts under the tree. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? At the very least, be like, listen, times are tough, but we want to show you that we care about you. We're going to continue this tradition. And so we're going to give you these gifts in the middle of winter time because it's cold outside. And somehow that means you need more things.
I feel like maybe the legend of Santa is sort of to say, well, your mom and dad have to love you, but there's a guy out there
That's right.
who is supposed to take care of everyone
old.
in the world.
Yes,
And he still takes the time to think about you.
that's it.
Doesn't that make you feel
He
special?
has to take care of everybody.
How is Santa any different from God?
That's exactly right. There's really no difference. And more importantly, how is Santa any different than an absentee father? He just shows up once a year, gives you a bunch of stuff. It's like, there you go. I care about you one day a year. That's all you get.
Wow, that's
Might as well
actually
be your
pretty
birthday.
fucked up. And if you believe in Santa and you don't even get that many presents, you might think, wow, this guy fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And he's not even like a stepdad. He very much is just that biological father.
Yeah. Might
who's
as well be your
required.
birthday.
Might as well just be your birthday.
Yep.
You only get once a year.
Once a year is all
That's
you
it.
get. And I'm going to have there's a bunch of kids that never grew up and they make all the presents for all the other kids in the whole wide world. We keep
it
them
like-
frozen in
oh,
time by
wait a
the
minute.
North Pole.
Is that what like Peter Pan's
It's the North
world
Pole.
is?
It is.
They all become the elf
And
slaves to
Santa's
Santa?
got a giant alligator that
Oh,
swims
with a
around
clock
on
in
the
his
edge.
stomach.
That's right, on the edge of the iceberg where the North Pole is. He's just swimming around. He's like, "Don't you dare try and leave this place."
Captain Hook is the only hero in that story.
He
When you think
absolutely
about
is.
it, he's trying to get them away from being trapped as children forever.
That's
Would
it.
you really want to be a child forever?
That's-
I know it
oh my
sucks
God.
growing up, but at least you get perspective, right? And you stop making mistakes. Being a child is nothing if you don't have the guidance of people who have experience.
That's right.
It's Lord of the Flies. Otherwise, they wrote a book about it.
It's a nightmare.
And you know what happened to Piggy?
That's it. That's it.
They called him Piggy for
They called
Christ's
him
sake.
Piggy for so long.
Oh.
And they didn't even give him,
Before they got to the island, they called him Piggy. And they stabbed him to death with sharp sticks, like a ritualistic, weird chant thing they did around him and killed him.
It's an important it's an important time in everyone's life when we trade our Legos for cholesterol medication. And everybody's got to do it, okay?
Oh, God.
Start taking that baby aspirin.
It's good for your heart.
It's good for your heart
Stupid.
until it eats a hole in your stomach. And then you take
Well,
something for that too.
That's right. You can fix the hole in your stomach. What you can't fix
That's right.
is arteriosclerosis or
That's
whatever.
right.
The hardening of the arteries.
Yeah.
We got to keep those arteries
Don't get a
nice and
second
soft.
chance.
And
That's
limber.
right. At least you have stuff flowing in there, even if it's a hole in your stomach. at least you have the flow going on. That's
movement.
Because that's basically, you just pray to anything that moves once you get older. You just please let me keep moving.
Please, movement.
Just keep moving.
Peloton.
That's right.
Anything that has motion involved.
Whatever we can do to get this stuff moving.
Fucking Peloton bikes, by the way. I fucking hate Peloton commercials.
It's a cult, man.
It's like an expensive, it's like a cult. It's expensive to join.
Yeah.
It's very exclusive.
Yep.
It's oh my God, when the commercial talks about hashtag, I'm already mad.
Yeah.
Peloton plant dads. Plant dads. I hope that they enjoyed celebrating Father's Day this past weekend. They're plant dads. I wonder what they're.
All the plants got them lots of good Father's Day presents.
I wonder what the hostas got for dad this year. Oh, look, just oxygen.
Oh, look, a hidden little pit viper. It was under one of the leaves. Happy Plant Dad Day.
At least it puts them out of their fucking misery.
That's right. Yeah. A little copperhead in there.
I don't know how this got in here, but I'm so thankful that the nightmare is over.
That's right. Yep.
That's all I ever wanted.
Sometimes you just pray for those thorns on
I didn't
the
have the sack to be a real dad. I had to be a plant dad. I can't believe that they had the fucking audacity to put in plant dads in the fucking commercial. Stop ingratiating yourself with the most niche groups of people.
Right.
I understand that you finding your group is great, but if you're a plant dad,
we've gone completely
I know. But if
now.
you're a plant dad, let me tell you something. I'm proud of you for doing that, but Peloton is patronizing you.
I'm proud of you for doing it. I'm so proud of you that you took the plunge and you brought a plant home.
You're not a fucking father. I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're really not. You're not. Being a parent is like, and I'm not saying that like I'm not a parent because I know what goes into it.
Right.
But I'm not like those fucking Insta moms who are fucking, oh my God, I can't stand it. But anyways, being a parent is actually a pretty big fucking commitment legally.
Oh yeah.
And it's supposed to be one mentally and emotionally. You can't be a plant dad. I don't even like saying that I'm like the dad of my cat.
Right.
I mean, he's a living creature, so is a plant.
Sure.
But I mean, yes, I'm like taking care of him. I'm his caretaker.
Right.
I'm his like steward or whatever. But
I'm
not his.
You're not a roommate dad. You're not.
No.
It's just because you help to take care of a living thing does not make you its father.
No,
Thank God.
Yeah. Yes. Thankfully.
Oh.
Jesus. Think about it all back in college. Like if you were a responsible person, you had roommates, you did the dishes. What do you like? Their dad now too?
That's it. Juan says Santa comes down the chimney and absentee father comes in through the back door.
I'll take a Santa Conda any day.
Absolutely right.
At least he eats his problems.
That's
That's
what we need to teach children.
All year elongating himself to fit you in his stomach. He eliminates the bad children and he rewards the good ones.
That's it. He's just a reptilian Krampus.
He eats you so slow and quiet and soft. You don't even notice until you're almost all the way in.
That's it. All of a sudden,
it's too late.
You thought you were sleeping in your bed. Now you think you're in a sleeping bag. Next thing you know, you realize it has eyes and a little hat. And there you go. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Bye.
Bye.
You're gone now.
That's it. You're going up north. Maybe that's how Santa gets all the elves. It's all Santa kind of comes along, gets all the bad kids, takes them up north. He takes a long time, slithers on up. Yeah, it's all there. It's from the Aztecs. They used to worship Quetzalcoatl, the fucking snake with the wings and stuff. That was just Santa Conda just before he got the hat. Hats didn't exist back then. They didn't have.
If you're not in India with the mongoose, then you're in some deep shit.
You know it. You know it. So that's why there's so many people in India. They're like, we gotta get the hell away from this Santa Conda thing.
There's mongooses everywhere.
Too many kids. Too many kids.
Santa Conda won't even deliver presents out that way anymore.
Nope.
He doesn't bother.
He skips past India. makes Christmas go a lot faster. I'll tell you, because there's a lot of kids over there.
There's a lot, and they can skip it right over it.
Right. That's it.
Swan is so right. The absentee dad comes in the.
Yep, that's God. It. Yeah, that's. I saw today. Speaking of absentee dads, they started shooting the new season of Righteous Gemstones.
Nice,
which makes me think is the one character whose name is Baby Bobby Billy. He's an old man.
Oh my God!
His kid is, when he grows up, I guess it doesn't really matter. It's on IMDb. So is played by Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, nice.
I believe. Yeah. And so he goes, like, he feels bad eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And so he goes to visit him because he like abandoned him and his mom in a mall.
Oh man.
And so like a long time. And then he, cause he had like a hunchback or something like that. And he didn't want to raise his kid, and the kid like didn't talk or something like that. So he went to go see him. And now he's like this successful guy. He has like a family and all this stuff. And so he comes in and he keeps talking to him, and he's like, I feel so guilty and whatever. And he's like, just what can I do to make it up to you? He goes, can I hit you in the face with a closed fist as hard as I can? He's like, well, I mean, we could do that, or I could, maybe we could how about we go to the mall or something like that? And he just goes, wham, and he hits him in the face. And then he's like, all right. And then he helps him back up. And then I guess that mends the relationship or whatever. But that's the first thing I thought of with the backdoor daddy there. So
I wonder if that really would solve anything.
No, see, I don't think so, because I
don't think it would for me.
That's only going to give you like a momentary thing, because it's the behavior is going to continue.
Right. Well, yeah,
that's the thing.
It's kind of nicer to have a father who's not around, because then they can't keep tormenting you. And then especially if you're successful despite that.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the drive. And then it's like, you can still wish that they were better.
Right.
But if they're keeping themselves out of your life, then that's for the best.
Well, sometimes that's the case, and I'd say that's all the more reason just not to have the child in the first place.
Oh,
if you're, again, licensure for parents.
Well, who are you going to lie to?
Yeah, well, that's it.
It's hard to exercise your will and your deception over people who have slightly strong minds.
Tell the kid. His wife's sick, but she's gonna get better. She's gonna get better. And I'm rich.
I'm rich.
I don't live in a hotel. My friend doesn't live in a hotel. We got a good wife. Yeah, a wife is perfect. And a car.
And a car.
Triples of the Roadrunner. Triples of a Nova.
That's better. That performance is better than all of Better Call Saul.
It absolutely is. Just like even when he's not talking, just the faces that he makes.
I love that he switches from this absolute devastation,
right,
to make sure you say
and I'm rich. Don't forget, and I'm rich.
And I'm rich.
Yep. Don't live in a hotel. The cars.
And the cars.
Yeah. Yeah,
the level of deception. It's human nature.
Yep.
We need to
lie about our lives
and make people feel like we know what's going on.
You're not wrong, because that is a huge part of almost every animal's mating ritual. They try and make themselves look bigger than they are, if they have fancier clothes. Like when I was watching that Prehistoric Planet that I keep talking about.
Yeah,
and the one they have. I can't think. It's the dinosaur that's like bigger than a T-Rex, but it looks like a T-Rex, and it has like those horns. It was in one of the Jurassic Park movies too. They were like, "Oh, this is great. We've got a bigger than the T-Rex dinosaur to use."
The what? You're talking about that first Jurassic World movie or whatever?
I don't remember when it was.
It was like a made-up dinosaur, though.
Yeah. Well, this one was real.
Oh, okay.
It looks like a T-Rex, but it's bigger, and it has these giant horns. But it's got little baby arms, just like a T-Rex does. Mm-hmm. But on the inside, it has like blue scales, where the rest of it is just like greenish and whatever, like a brown and black, like a forest, basically.
Yeah.
And I don't know what evidence or how in the hell they would have any, evidence of this. I think they just pulled it from like bird mating rituals, but they have it in the documentary where it's like trying to impress the mate. And it's like flapping its arms all around. It's fucking hilarious. And people are already starting to put it all over the internet with fun captions.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's the first thing that I think of. It's like even with those mating rituals, we're always lying all the time, trying to make ourselves look bigger, puff our chest out. So
look at social media.
Balls on the back of our pickup trucks.
That's right. Those truck nuts.
Right. You know how big my balls are, because they have to keep them outside the truck.
Why can't they be like lug nuts on chains? That's what make more fucking sense.
That's it.
I mean, what kind of reproductive organs do you think Optimus Prime has?
Oh,
huh? You think he's got a dick?
Absolutely. Well, I tell you,
he's got a pump.
It's a pump.
It's like a gas pump.
That's it. It's
With
all
little
regulated.
nuts hanging down off of it. Okay, I'm talking lug nuts.
We're talking
lug nuts and a
That's it.
gas pump. That's what he does. He fills her up with gas.
Uh-huh.
She's good to go for a while. Okay, it's high octane stuff.
And it's expensive. It's
It's
like
not cheap.
It's like
It ain't cheap.
it's like $30 a gallon. You think it's bad out here?
Well, he's got to do everything he does requires gasoline.
I'll tell you, he doesn't have an alternator in there either.
Is that why God killed all the dinosaurs to make
'Cause,
room for Optimus Prime?
Optimus Prime.
And
I'm pretty sure that Optimus
Autobots?
Prime killed all the dinosaurs because you know that the whole
they're from space.
they're from space. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe that was the meteor that came down.
came in, brought Optimus Prime, and they were like, "It's dark in here," and then they're walking around, and they're just all the dinosaurs are dying everywhere. They're freaked out. First of all,
They need the petroleum. They
That's
need it to
So
survive.
they're like they all their little scanners are going around in the woods and stuff like that, and they start seeing like X-rays, like fucking Predator, of all these dinosaurs out in the woods, and so they're just shooting holes in the ground and just throwing them in, and then they're just burying them.
My God, they turned the world into a
just
graveyard.
burying them into life. Yeah, just mass dinosaur graves.
So were they like airplanes and trucks before then, or were they like do they turn into like trees or like
they're whatever they can find. You know,
what did they like transform into?
it all depends. They were meteors first because that wasn't even a real meteor.
Were they
That was
cars
just-
and trucks? Did cars and trucks? Did the model? Did Henry Ford find an Autobot?
This is the thing.
Holy shit!
I'm telling you, we're blowing it wide open.
Oh
And
my God!
there's some scary stuff going on right now.
This would make a lot of sense if Henry Ford found Optimus Prime
and
he was like, "This is my anatomy," and the Allspark.
and you know Henry Ford was a closeted homosexual too.
Oh yeah.
So he was like, let me study all.
Let me see the pump.
Let me
again.
see. Let me show-
Show me the nuts one more time.
Let me see the pump again.
He also
Henry Ford.
he also had a blatant disregard for human life because he was quoted.
Oh,
I think I've said this on the show before. I tried to get into the district attorney's office to get into consumer protection
They
after
wouldn't
I
let me in.
graduated. They wouldn't let me in the door. They said,
I kept
"Get out!
knocking. I kept knocking.
Turn
They
around!"
pointed guns at me.
I just
And I
kept
said, "How do you think Optimus Prime would feel
They said,
about
"Drop
this?"
the weapon." And I wouldn't. So, anyways, long story short, I was back in college and I took a white collar crime class, and they were talking about when shatterproof glass was conceived and invented, and it became mandatory that it go into all vehicles and
Right.
their windshields,
Right.
in order to reduce fatalities and protect people.
Yeah.
It was going to cost the car companies quite a bit of money to do
Yep.
this.
Yep.
Ford, literally, the quote from Ford was that we are not a charitable organization.
Uh-huh.
They would rather you get cut up like a fucking, like sliced up like a deli meat
That's it.
than be safe in an accident because it costs them a couple extra dollars.
That's
Are you
it.
kidding
We're
me?
losing kids left and right.
Are you
to the
fucking
North
kidding me?
Pole. We don't have time or resources to put shatterproof glass in any of our vehicles.
I would argue that Roe versus Wade being trying to be overturned
Yes.
is so that they can actually slaughter more people.
It's got
Because their appetite, it doesn't whet their appetite enough to have them be
can't do it.
eviscerated,
That's
okay, in a car accident. They need more death. They need
Moloch
more
demands
fatalities.
more blood.
I feel like Alex Jones right now.
New World Order. I'm tired of all these goddamn. Listen, the New World Order's coming in. They're here. They're talking about it. They're letting us know about the aliens, everything that they can think of. They're going to, next thing you know, they're going to be telling us, listen, we're going to start making seatbelts optional in cars. All right. I'm telling you, they're going to say it. And then the next thing you know, they're going to start giving you seatbelts that are made out of garrote wire. We're going to go backwards. We're going to go back. What the fuck was the name of that car?
Slice you back. As soon as you get in an accident, you just get you look like you went through a food processor.
It's like, oh yeah, I saw that Resident Evil movie. It's it though. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I'm pretty sure that Henry Ford found Optimus Prime.
I think he did.
And-
It's like Mormonism, right?
Right, that's exactly
he dug
right.
him up.
That's it.
He found the
Gold
secrets.
plates.
And that's why we have automobiles now. That's also why they don't want any vehicle that doesn't have gasoline involved in the production of its energy.
Yes,
Even electric cars have gasoline involved in the production of their energy.
of course.
I saw some nonsense conspiracy theory video that said that, okay, this is some bullshit, and I don't want anyone to think I have this opinion. I just saw some stupid video.
Right.
Somebody said that the shooting that went down in, I think it was Texas, the
Uvalde,
grocery
Texas?
store shooting, or Buffalo. It was Buffalo, New York.
Yes.
That shooting that went on with, like, in the grocery store, this one guy who was there, a former security guard, had he was publicly talking about this car that ran off of water, only water, and that he was one of the victims of the shooting. That it was some kind of government hit,
of course,
some kind of hit, and that this guy who did the shooting suddenly, who was unemployed, suddenly had $10,000 worth of, like, weapons and ammunition and body armor. No, right? It's so stupid because let's all please always use Occam's razor.
That's right.
To be the guiding, deciding factor.
But how's that going to help me make sense of the terrible life that I have crafted for myself?
Sometimes you got to cut yourself up.
Of good decisions.
Sometimes you need to go through the windshield of an untempered, cost-effective, cost-reduced windshield. That's made out of pure, straight, eviscerating glass.
All we want is just piano wire grid screens. Just all on
every time it senses an accident, instead of deploying an airbag, just a wire comes dropping down right through the half of the cabin, and you just go shooting past it. You cut into pieces.
There's a rocket thruster on the bottom of the car, just shoots you into space. Way there's no trash on the road. You don't have to clean up crew.
Do you imagine the funeral cost savings on funeral costs on that?
What? If
you got catapulted directly into, like, orbit.
We talked about this on the show before.
Do you know how much it costs to have a funeral?
Oh,
too much.
It's thousands and thousands of dollars. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, just get, launched into space. I'd rather my body be orbiting around with the potential of colliding with the ISS.
That's right.
And be rotting in the ground.
And how about that? You catch it at just the right time as they go to crash it into the ocean, like they're going to do, fucking idiots, in a few years. And you get caught right in the front like a bird that got stuck on the grill of a car. Get slammed into the ocean.
It preserves you.
And you get reanimated because it went, and you didn't actually die. You just needed CPR, and the re-entry back into the atmosphere is just to wake you up. They smash you in, and you come back. This is it. This is the whole fucking.
This is our future. This is the future.
Planet of the Apes.
It's Planet of the Apes. I think apes could do a better job than we do.
I think you're right. Yeah.
That's what Roddy McDowell was trying to teach us all.
He was just begging us to learn these lessons, but it didn't work out very well. But yeah, I think that it's our system. Really, all of this funeral cost stuff is directly correlated to the fact that we tell everybody lies about stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If we're like, all right, listen, you're dead. We can honor your corpse.
Yeah.
Right. But we don't have to put you in a suit into a fancy thing. Just body after body busting out of shit wood hitting pavement. That's
all I want. That's really, like, that's my goal essentially.
That's soul.
I want costs to be saved on coffins.
Yeah.
Because I don't want my family paying for a very expensive coffin. I want shit wood.
Yeah.
I want some shitty pine box.
That's it.
I honestly don't really want to be embalmed and, like, put in the ground like that.
What a waste of time, resources, and money.
I watched, like, a 20-minute video today.
Yeah.
About got like a mortician,
right,
explaining, like, he's answering questions from online, like, about his job.
Mm-hmm.
I found it kind of fascinating and morbid at the same time.
Oh, sure.
But he's talking about how the embalming fluid, like, it's red because they essentially, like, they drain all the blood out of you to give you some, like, pinkish hue.
Yeah, it gives you the color. Yeah.
They put these weird contact lenses in your eyeballs and, like, pull your fucking lids
you have
over.
Amnesia.
I know we talked about this just the other day. But it's fucking weird. I saw it though. I saw what he used.
Oh, yeah,
He showed it on the video.
Uh-huh.
and all these weird instruments. There's so much like ceremony to it, and this strange like. This is like a whole job, right? And they don't even make a lot of money. They make like 65 grand a year.
Nothing, yeah.
I mean, like that sounds like not today.
Right.
It doesn't mean shit today.
No, absolutely not. No.
That guy had to go to school for 4 years.
Yeah.
They had to learn how to do makeup, and like apparently the body stays preserved for like 50 years at least.
Absolutely.
At least.
Well, that's why they can do, they exhume bodies from in cases and shit like that.
Somebody asked the question, why can't we just bury people like
upright,
straight up and down, instead of like flat,
right,
to take up less space?
Yeah.
Why don't we just dig like real deep thin holes and just dump the body in?
You can just bring one of those drills that we drill wells with.
Exactly.
Just do a couple of them.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, that or honeycomb. That's what we should really do. Got a honeycomb mortuary.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Honeycomb is like nature's perfect structure.
That's it. Absolutely right. Supports itself. Everything. I don't know. I mean, I think that all of that is just us desperately trying to apologize for all of the shit that we have or have not done in life. We're just like trying to take care of these. It's like they're dead. They don't care. That was always my grandmother. All the times that I talked to Nana about dying, right? Mm-hmm. And she's like, do whatever you want with me when I'm dead. I don't care. I'll be dead. Like that's the spirit.
Only attitude that's correct.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. It's such a mess. I think that I watched or I read that book. I was talking about Mary Roach, that she wrote those like one word title books on all these interesting things that nobody ever really talks about. And the one Stiff that she did, which is all about. It's the moment that you die, basically, is the beginning of every chapter, that it talks about somebody who died and then all of the stuff that goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is extremely eye-opening to the racket that's going on there, because who shops around for funeral homes?
Right.
Yeah. Who shops around for coffins? You can get them all over the place, especially these days. You can get them on Amazon. You could get them on Walmart before Amazon existed.
Right. But here's the thing. The clock starts ticking when you die.
That's right. And nobody wants to think about it.
Well, it's almost impossible to really get all the answers like in the span of time that is needed, unless you go to somebody, get that body preserved, and then it's held. But then there's probably a fee for holding it.
Of course there is, yeah.
And there's, that you've got to get that shit together right away.
Yep.
My aunt died, like my oldest aunt on my dad's side.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, probably one of my oldest relatives. She was like in her like mid 80s,
sure,
or late 80s. Actually, I think she was almost 90.
Mm-hmm.
She died in like a couple months ago, I want to say, and she actually had she paid for like an entire party already.
Yeah,
for after she died, she had the money set aside. It was already done.
That's it.
Everything was taken care of because she had no children throughout her life, and then she just already had it set up. I don't think she was necessarily great with money, but she had it all done.
Yeah.
And that was such like an easy thing.
That's it. That's the thing.
If you don't make arrangements
foresight
beforehand,
yep. That's when it's a nightmare.
Everything will just get fucked, dude.
And we're so afraid of dying that if we don't want to talk about it,
nobody wants to think about it.
Nobody wants to set it up. It's just a complete another mess.
And even if you do have an idea, like even if I say this on the podcast, it doesn't really matter. You need to have like a notarized legal writing to say what you want.
Absolutely.
If I want to get catapulted into space after I die, I better put that shit into something that a lawyer can sign.
That's it. That's it.
Because otherwise, it's not going to happen.
It's an absolute mess.
Unless all you guys take up the banner and make sure that my dead body gets,
believe me,
sent into space.
They'll never find you.
They'll never. I'll promise you this. They'll never find.
I'll take you to space myself. I'm going to go to a bunch of those transhumanism conventions. I'm going to get all these magnets put in my body so that they can't find me, and I'm just going to stick myself. I'll get one of those skydiving harnesses where the instructor straps themselves to you so that you don't die when you first jump.
Right.
I'll strap you to myself. I use all my magnetic fingers to strap myself to a rocket ship. I'll just wait down at Cape Canaveral down there, and I'll just jump on whatever.
Eventually. Yeah.
I'll just hang out in the launch pad, and eventually what'll happen is I'll be doing one. I'll just jump on there. We'll get right out into space, and that'll be it.
Perfect.
I'll be fine because I'll be half robot by then.
Right.
and all the magnets.
Just get me all we need is I need you guys to join Patreon.
Yeah, we got to do that.
Bottom level, get, $5 a month.
Right.
That'll be enough to get me embalmed.
That's right.
Just get me like preserved.
We'll put that on the on
help get Matt's dead body preserved so that that future Matt in like 2059 can go into space and throw my jettison my body.
We'll all have COVID Zeta by then, so nobody will be able to smell it. Won't worry about it.
It won't matter.
Yeah, we won't have to care about any of that. It doesn't make a difference. But it's and all in all, we just have to remember that all of this, none of this would be a problem if the Autobots had just decided that humans
were a good source of energy,
a good source of oil. That's it. That's all. That's it.
Do we become oil given enough time?
No, I don't think so.
Only dinosaurs.
Yeah, because I think that's because they had bigger mass and where they stayed and. And
was it the conditions in which they were preserved?
Probably. I mean, I slept through Earth Science.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I want an answer to it.
Let's find that.
Audience.
Somebody figure that
out.
Somebody figure out why the dinosaurs are making oil and we can't.
Yeah, there's plenty of dead bodies. I feel like we're gonna start oil drilling into graveyards.
I'll tell you why not. We've got them. We know where they are. They're clearly marked. Let's clearly what's it? Well, Juan says he's going to tie it between two trees with an inner tube and shoot you into space himself.
Fuck yes, Juan. I love it. I love that.
Well, let's shoot ourselves into some weird news. All right.
Let's do it.
All right, internet people, which is Juan and Allison and a third who is not talking in the chat, so I don't know who you are.
Someone very secretly and quietly
somebody's
watching us.
Somebody else is out there. Might be Sting. We don't know. But they're watching us. That was a very morbid and depressing person.
Oh yeah, that was
great.
Terrible.
That's what we're all about. We're just trying to drag this down as much as we can. Let's see here.
My mood is not as regulated ever since I quit smoking.
Yeah, well, that's
so
all right.
Every now and then I'm just like in like a dark mood.
It was the same before.
I can't get out of it. It's weird because like normally I'd be able to like push myself out of it with substances, but now I just can't.
On the way home today, I was thinking like I'm going to yell and scream about how, because I was listening to an old episode, and I was like, I'm going to yell and scream about how I should be able to spoil any movie or TV show that I want to because it's my goddamn show.
Yeah,
but it's just all that.
I can do whatever the fuck I want.
All the boiled blood just drained right out of me.
Nobody listens except for Sean.
I had a half a cup of rum, and I'm calling that an Amber Heard because it just made Johnny Depp run after me until I got tired. So that's all. An Amber Heard pina colada. So that's what I had. But all right, let's get this. Yeah, you go ahead. I see you taking your headphones off. Doing a little bathroom break here. This is the wrong thing. So you're just stuck with me, folks. This is the Colgate Comedy Hour, starring Ron. Was it Ron Doc? And Paul Plavano. I remember that part. But I can't now see. Now I can't see anybody because of this damn thing. There we go. All right, we got to get this all lined back up. Line back up, folks. And I'm going to try and talk to cover the background noise there of the rushing river. Not a Russian river. That's a different thing. But let's see here. We're going to get this back. Oh God, we got some weird news for you, folks. I'll tell you. Wait till you hear. I was a little afraid initially as I was pulling stories today. I was thinking, this is going to be a rough one. We're going to have to do some Guinness records and lottery winners. But then I struck a little bit of gold, and luckily, all of this vamping has also gotten rid of our mystery guests. So we're back to familiar territory, familiar friends, and now we can get this all set.
What random ass person who refuses to show themselves?
Well, whoever it is, they're just a coward, and that's okay.
You're a coward, and you're the kind of person that we like.
That's exactly
that's who
right.
We are.
That's it.
I am, at least I can tell you that much. I'm admittedly a coward.
We might be getting. I found a program the other day that I love it. I love it. All right, continue. I'm interested. But
Program, huh?
It's a program, you say. Program, you say. So it basically it records audio on both sides of the call, so you can maintain the definition.
Yeah.
And I was thinking we might be able to harness that so that we can get this stupid third mic guy who moved down to Maryland stop complaining when giving us bullshit and get back on the show so we can kick his ass again.
Yeah. I mean, my only the thing I wonder about is will the energy be the same on the phone?
That's what I mean.
Versus like being in person.
We'll see.
There's a lot of this. There's a lot of like personal sort of interaction going on in the room.
Yeah. Well, but that's what my plan is to put him right here. We're gonna set up a screen right here.
Oh,
and put the microphone right there. Even
can we build a body around him?
Basically, that's the idea. So like make a little robot.
Yeah, all right.
And then we'll get Chris's head on it. So
that seems okay.
We'll see. We'll work on that.
I'm not really sure why like we can't arrange like a once a month kind of thing with him.
I'm guessing he's going to say gas prices. You know,
I mean, gas is really expensive.
It is expensive.
CRV. Honda?
I don't know.
He drives a Honda SUV.
I don't know what he's
doing.
doing.
It's a gas guzzler.
Whatever.
It's a gas guzzler.
Whatever.
Who cares?
That's it. We can make fun of him just as much when he's not here.
Yeah.
I guess that's the moral of that tale.
Just like everybody else in my life, they leave me.
That's right.
Right when things start getting good. It's fine.
That's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. I won't talk about it anymore.
Yeah, Juan says he stopped coming before gas prices went up.
That's right.
Exactly fucking
Juan,
right, Juan.
That is right,
Juan knows.
There is no fucking excuse.
There's no excuse at all. No,
everything was perfectly fine back then.
That's it. That's exactly right. He fucked it up. He's probably the reason why gas prices went up. They're like, Chris isn't driving anymore. We have to increase the prices because
we need to make up the difference.
This money. Yeah,
Chris used to be driving an hour a day.
What a mess. What a mess. All right, let's do this weird news.
Honestly, that honestly is kind of strange, though. Think about that. COVID started reducing commutes.
Yeah.
Now the gas prices are going out of control. I don't think that that's necessarily correlated with the war going on, where there's a lot of oil.
Right.
What if there is like, I know this is kind of conspiratorial, but like, what if gas and oil companies just want to make a bigger profit margin?
Wait a minute. You mean there's capitalists out there in America?
Oh my God.
So we're supposed to be free here.
Communism was just a red herring.
Communism was just a red herring. That's exactly right. I'm going to go home and have sex with my wife. Or sleep with my wife. That's it.
I like the other way better.
Yeah,
Mr. Green.
Excuse me, Mr. Purple. I'm going to go home and fuck my wife. Let's do this weird news.
All right, let's go fuck this wife.
Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jewish God! Help me, Allah! Ah!
Weird news on the Kickstarter net.
Help me, Tom Cruise! Tom Cruise used the witchcraft hold me to get the fire off me! Oh, help me, Oprah Winfrey! Ah!
A tarantula enjoys a fine chewing gum. A human torch is denied a bank loan. The arsonist has fought the shit.
And now with this week's weird news, here's
Righty. So here we are. What Matt's got something to say. Forgot to talk about
Very
earlier.
superstitious. The song that was just playing.
Yeah.
Reminded me that I went to a Fathom event, which is like this company that hosts events.
Okay.
And John Carpenter posted about this on his Instagram.
Okay.
The Thing was re-released in the theaters for its 40th anniversary this week.
Yes, I heard about that.
Allison and I went on Sunday.
Cool.
And it was fucking awesome.
I'm sure it was.
I mean, I've seen the movie like upwards of like 15, 20 times.
Right.
I watch it every year.
Yeah.
And I have for like 10 years.
Sure.
And sometimes twice a year.
Right.
I just fucking love it. It's my favorite movie of all time.
It's fantastic.
I saw it in theaters and it was kind of cool because those big moments are so much bigger. and you're like, oh shit, this is what it was like to see this for the first time. And I was just like, what? People must have lost their fucking minds when this came out.
It had to be terrifying.
I mean, like, it was no joke.
How did Wilford Brimley get that big?
He was huge. I don't know. And then I was watching him. I was just thinking, man, there was a time 40 years ago when all these guys were around.
Yeah.
And Wilford Brimley. I kept thinking about Wilford Brimley and his talks with us.
Yeah.
Oh man, when I saw him on screen. But it was pretty sweet. And I'll say
got a little misty from it.
I got a little sad. I did get a little sad because I was like, I like that guy and he's gone now.
Yep.
But I love that movie so much. But I did see our favorite Keith David up on screen.
Oh, absolutely.
And every time I see him, I just think about how great of a person he is and how much I love him.
To Keith David Radio.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Here I am.
Oh, he did it for us for nothing.
For absolutely nothing.
Just for fun.
And he was suspicious the whole time.
He was not sure. The look on his face, it looked like I didn't feel good about it, but thankfully he relented.
He's a goddamn professional. That's why.
Oh
he doesn't
God.
trust half the shit that he does.
No, and he shouldn't.
No, that's exactly
should
right.
he.
No, he shouldn't. Well,
it was nice. And I actually sat next to a guy who was going to be at VHS Fest.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, I saw this on Fathom Events and I haven't seen the thing in a while. I thought that sounds great.
Yeah.
He was at Mahoning. Bruce Campbell was at Mahoning like 3-4 years ago.
No shit.
Yeah, he was up there for like, I don't know what it was. This dude next to me his name is Rhett. So shout out to Rhett.
All right, Rhett.
If at some point you ever listen to this show,
yeah,
we'll see you in your yellow Subaru.
Okay.
Mahoning this year at VHS Fest.
That'll be easy enough to spot.
It was kind of funny because he was just this horror nerd next to me. The seats, we got like seats like 4 weeks ago. And there was all the good seats were taken already.
Damn.
So we had to sit kind of like a little off.
How many showings of it did they do?
Just 2. It was 2 days. That was it.
Okay.
It was
Well,
Sunday and this Thursday coming up.
Okay.
Which is the 25th, I think, or the 24th or 25th is the actual date that the thing was out in theaters 40 years ago.
Right.
So I think it's lining up around the same week.
Cool.
But dude, that same week, Blade Runner came out, E.T. came out.
Oh yeah, man, it was like
it was fucking
crazy,
phenomenal. Like all these classic
watching
movies.
these the movies that made us or whatever the hell it was called.
Yeah.
Like them talking about the other movies that came out when these movies came out. It's like unbelievable the power.
Yeah, man.
And
you're talking about still classic shit that's
Oh
like
my God.
still getting love now.
Yeah. And it was a different time too, before streaming and all that stuff existed. So it was, and even like home movies were expensive at the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's like that going to the movies was a real event. And
yeah, I thought about that while
there.
watching the thing because there's VHS existed at the time.
Sure.
This is 1982.
Yeah.
And they're even like in the movie, it's shown that they're watching VHS tapes out in Antarctica. But man, I thought, God, if I could only watch this movie in theaters while it was out.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if I loved it, and I mean, I experienced that, I guess, in the sense with the sequel to Blade Runner, which was like one of the best movies I'd ever seen in the theater, like ever.
Yeah.
It was so fucking good.
Yeah.
But man, that was like an experience in the theater. I wish I would have had. I wish I'd had more money and time to go see it like several times.
Right.
But that's like part of my goal is like I wish if I had extra money, if I had tons and tons of extra money, I'd 100% build a movie theater in my house and fucking just watch movies.
Oh sure, yeah,
in
that's
my
great.
Home theater.
It's great. It's absolutely great having that option there. Well, let's option some of these weird news stories.
Let's do it.
We'll get the video up for everybody over there. Oh, I got to get our gay robot son to step aside here. We're going to relinquish you to the top corner there, son. Thank you. All right. So
we don't love you any less.
We don't love you any less, even though you're smaller on the screen. It's you're still packing a punch. I'll tell you who else packed a punch. A commercial bus driver. It's not Keanu Reeves. Is not involved in this story. It's not a speed situation. It's a different kind of drug. A commercial bus driver has been charged with 38 counts of reckless endangerment after blacking out behind a steering wheel while snacking on gummies that he didn't know were infused with THC. Of course. Of course.
He didn't.
Now, I
felt like I've taken bus rides just like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my bus driver did this every day on the way to high school. So I did a little bit more research to see like what the container was or something like that. And it's like a bag that is brightly colored and everything like that. And of course, they have to clearly state on the bag that, that doesn't mean anything. People don't fucking read anything.
Sure.
But they were gummy bears in a traditional gummy bear shape with traditional gummy bear colors. But you got to be able to taste it. I mean, maybe not if you're not paying attention, but unless this guy's like just got over COVID or something like that.
Let me tell you, I have had ingestible fun.
Yeah.
Let me just put it that way. Okay. That way it's not,
That's
no
it.
legal things.
Yeah.
But I've ingested some fun before. And let me tell you that when that shit hits you, something feels different.
Well, but the problem is the
your
delay.
Fucking thing over.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like as soon as you can tell, I know it takes like a while.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you couldn't get through your shift without it hitting you, pull over.
I think
stop the bus, call in, say, I think I'm sick, something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
And like they're not going to drug test you if you're like, I don't feel well.
Right.
I don't feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, like but at the same time, the anxiety gets ratcheted up during those events.
Could
and
be
you kind of feel like,
well, but see, my guess is what happened. Well, of course, we could read the story and find out. But my guess is, if I have to try and take a swing at it, I'd say that if he legitimately didn't know that they were weed gummies, he just ate a whole bag of gummy bears just for the fuck of it, and then all of a sudden it hit him like a goddamn freight train, and that was it. But we'll see what happens.
I've never. I will say this: I've never taken so much that I am like out of my motherfucking mind. I mean, I've been out of my mind, but that wasn't a lot.
Yeah, right.
You're like, this brownie is fine. It's going to be like an hour. I was fucked for like 4 or 5 hours. I ate McDonald's like it was the first thing I'd ever eaten in my life.
What is this? Oh, food?
I was like, oh my God. It
can't eat it fast enough.
I'd never eaten something like that before.
Well, that's it.
In that manner, I should say.
Helps you with the appetite problem. So, well, Jin Huan Chen appeared Tuesday. Not Jin Huan with an H.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes, Jin Huan. This is the genie version of Juan, and also Chinese. Jin Huan. Yeah, the Chinese genie. This is Juan, the Chinese genie. So Jin Huan Chen appeared Tuesday in Bridgeport Superior Court after being arrested at his home in Boston when he was driving 38 passengers on the Mohegan Sun Casino from the Mohegan Sun Casino on March 13th when he stopped the bus on the side of Interstate 95. Police said they found him slumped unconscious in the driver's seat.
He stopped the bus.
Yeah, that's it.
These are all good things.
It's about to go out the window here.
Shit.
Next to an open package of Smokies edible cannabis infused fruit chews. So,
but you know what? I still give this man kudos because he stopped the fucking bus.
Well, that's good, but
he didn't endanger their lives.
Plausible deniability is out the window with that brand.
Well, I mean, still, he's gonna. If he has good lauyers, he can just plea. He can plea out of it.
And if he's a bus driver, I don't know that he has the best lawyers. Oh, maybe he's in a union. We'll see. But
no, he's not gonna have a great. He'll probably have to change his career.
That's it.
But
well,
that's fine.
So toxicology tests showed that Juan had an extremely high level of THC in his bloodstream, and he told a judge on Tuesday that he had no idea that he had been snacking on anything other than regular candy. I didn't know it was marijuana, he said through a Chinese interpreter. I didn't know. Maybe the interpreter was just trying to cover his ass because he worked for the union. Maybe he was like, I'm fucking tired of this. The judge whose last it says Moses ordered Chen held in lieu of $25,000 bond. That was the name of the judge. I skipped over the name, but anyhow, so the manager of the Go Sun Tour.
He said, I burned some bush before. I know what it's like.
I know what it's like.
You were in danger. I felt the voice of God in my heart, and my liver trembled.
Listen, you just need to shape up your shit. At least you didn't wander around the desert for 30 years. All right, it's fine.
You stopped on the side of the fucking road. I know you're already started in the desert in Vegas.
That's exactly right. Victor Chen, the manager of the Go Sun Tour bus company, told Hearst that Chen had been driving for them for 10 years and had an exemplary record. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, but he does have a sweet tooth and he likes candy.
I'm getting more inclined to believe this guy.
So
Plus,
I'm thinking
the language barrier, him being Chinese.
Yeah, that's true.
If you
That's
spin
true.
it right, you can play that in his favor. Now, do I think that he knew what he was eating? Yeah.
Call Joe Pesci.
I mean, come on.
Get him.
If it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, then it's probably a
Dinner.
goose.
Oh,
it's dinner. Dinner time. I fucking love duck.
It was the
Oh my god, it tastes so good.
the Go-Go Son.
The only way a duck should ever be interacted with is through dinner.
I mean, it's the only safe way to do it. It's the only safe way to do it.
Those things are evil, dude.
They're pretty rough in the wild, especially. They got claws. You think they're just cute little flippers, but there's claws on those feet.
Claws. They got corkscrew dicks.
Oh, they do. Absolutely right.
There's a methodical system in which they have to reproduce.
Yep.
And it is not consensual.
And it's not. No, it's not.
It's not right.
Nobody's having a good time there. But then again, as we talked about before, can animals actually consent? The answer is no. So
that's true.
That's the circle of life.
Oh, no. Don't sing it too loud, though. Stampede will come.
No, that's the other song. That's how we're all going to die. It's just a complete and utter atrocity. Just like this next story.
Oh, my God. What the fuck is happening?
Buckle in, folks. This is so as the saying goes, love knows no bounds. And that certainly applies to this woman who fell in love with, you guessed it, a rag doll.
Okay.
Marivon Roca Morales has found her soulmate in a life-size doll she calls her husband.
It's not even made that well. I can't handle how poorly it looks. Okay, go ahead.
It's pretty rough. And that white bit, so there's like some that's actually a mustache. The white bit's the top lip, and the pink part's the bottom lip.
I thought that was teeth.
I did too. I had to stare at it for a long time, and I'm going to have nightmares for a while, but I finally figured out that's supposed to be a mustache. Okay.
This looks like one of those like graduation signature dogs.
It does, yeah.
Give to your friends.
That's exactly right.
No.
Well, the 37-year-old from Brazil said her mom made her the rag doll named Marcelo after she complained about being single and having no one to dance with. This is a great substitution. How come her mother didn't just fucking dance with her? How about that? But anyhow, little did she realize it would be love at first sight. And after a few months of dating him, she fell, quote unquote, ready for this? I hope everybody's sitting down, pregnant. They decided to tie the knot before the newborn arrived in a ceremony that was attended by 250. She had a shotgun wedding with the rag doll.
Speaking of not being able to give consent.
Oh my God. So, unsurprisingly, the birth was a painless one.
Is she in the same, in the first picture where she looks like she's marrying this guy?
Yes.
She looks like she's in a hospital room. And then the second picture where she's in a hospital room dressed
she lives
in
in a
scrubs.
hospital.
I think she lives in a hospital.
She has to. She has to.
I love that the little kid version.
Yes.
Is actually pretty accurately looks just like this stupid, horrible piece of shit. What the fuck is going on? This has to be some cry for attention, right?
I mean, it's like what was the name, Morgan Triboob or whatever.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's got to be the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, unsurprisingly, she said it took her. The birth only took about 35 minutes.
What? That's 34 minutes too long.
That's exactly right. Well, maybe it took her that long to make it. I don't know. But it was a wonderful day for me. Very important, very emotional, she told the local news station. He's a man I always wanted in my life. Married life with him is wonderful.
This is the saddest fucking story I think I've ever seen in my life.
This is a rough one. Well, she continued. He doesn't fight with me. He doesn't argue. He just understands me.
Sure. Of course he does. Because it's a delusion. You fucking psychopath.
She said he's a great and faithful husband. He's such a man, and all women envy him. That's
I can't do this. I can't take it seriously at all. I can't do anything.
So when my mom made him and first introduced me, I fell in love with him. It was love at first sight. It was because I didn't have a foro dancer. I would go to these dances, but wouldn't always find a partner. And then he entered into my life, and it all made sense. I mean, imagine you're at prom, okay? You're dancing around. It's relatively dark. They've got, mood lights and stuff like that, and you're slow dancing, and all of a sudden you swing around and you just so happen to look up from your date's face, okay? You're like getting so close that the Holy Spirit can't pass between you, even though it's an invisible, intangible thing that could potentially pass between anything.
He's there's less atoms in the Holy Spirit than there is in air.
Yes, exactly. So and somehow this thing is more real than the Holy Spirit. But the idea of you glance up and all of a sudden, because there's no fucking it's a rag doll, right? So all of a sudden you see a head hanging backwards looking at you upside down. And someone like wrapped in their arm, and they're slow dancing with this thing. It's like a fucking horror movie, It's like The Conjuring or something like that.
Let me tell you something. Here's my theory. The mom made this big old rag doll,
right,
with a big fat fucking dildo
this
strapped
has
in
got
it.
to be.
There's no other way.
It's got to be a tripod.
She feels that connected
That's
to
right.
a big old
That's
bean
it.
bag.
Right.
This thing looks like a fucking. I mean, it's got the proportions of a person.
It does,
like,
yeah.
Somehow.
Well,
kind of
they
surprisingly.
got to get the suit. I mean,
but the features on it. I mean, it looks like a dog drew it.
This is about to get a whole lot worse for me. But anyhow,
oh no.
So it's just gonna. So anyhow, she said the wedding was a wonderful day. It was very important. But as is often the case, marriage isn't always easy. And the doll mom of one added, has so many great qualities, but the only downside is he's lazy. He doesn't work at all.
He's very violent.
So yes, he has a terrible temper.
We have a very contemptuous relationship.
He has a horrible black tar heroin addiction.
He's very lazy. He's asleep all the time.
What a terrible
He never
thing.
gets up. He listens so good. He's such a good listener, but he won't do the dishes.
He won't do the dishes. he just.
Is this preferable? I just want if anybody's able to give us their opinion here.
Yeah.
Is this preferable to dealing with somebody who sucks?
I mean,
I kind of, in some ways, I think it is. I think it's better than dealing with somebody that's an awful piece of shit.
Can't you just get like a cat or something like that?
Well, let's split the difference here. Yeah. Can we just get a pet?
Yeah, right.
And that you're clearly not fucking this thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't see it packing anything in this suit, by the way.
It doesn't look like we got anything going on there.
This is the case of severe mental problems.
We may be discounting the package too quickly, because the next line here is, she said that after Marcelo, quote, didn't use a condom, all right, she fell pregnant and even gained weight as she eagerly awaited the new arrival. There you go.
Next. Let's go to the next one. I can't anymore. I'm done with this one.
It's just like, so this is where it gets bad. On May 21st, they welcomed their doll child, Marcelino, into the world. So this fake ragdoll baby has the same birthday as I do.
Oh no!
I hate it.
You share a birthday with an inanimate object.
That's right. Me, Mr. T, and my great uncle share a birthday with this fucking this inanimate object.
I mean, let's face it. You don't have to even include this. This is psychosis.
I'm taking it off my list. So
scratch that one.
So she explained, I didn't feel the contractions and pain. Seeing the placenta and the umbilical cord and the blood made it all real. He was here in 35 minutes, and he is great. I know, I'm just as confused. It really upsets me when people say this is fake. It makes me so angry. I'm a woman of character. My father, my mother taught me to be honest, to be a good person, and not to take advantage of anything.
This woman needs to see a doctor. That's that. I mean, that's all I got to say.
It's This is unique. This is a unique tale, folks.
This is true psychosis.
She didn't even get like a real doll. You know?
Yeah, I mean that's the craziest part about it. He looks like something that everyone would sign at graduation.
It does.
He looks like shit.
There's no googly eyes. The nose doesn't even protrude from the face.
The only actual like definable features going on here on the head is that he has ears and yarn hair.
This is a scarecrow. This is
100%. This woman got impregnated by a scarecrow.
This is like the Return to Oz Part 2.
Oh my god! Yes. The psychosis is the same level as Return to Oz.
Oh my god!
The horror is the same.
This is unique. It's a unique experience. This is the world that we live in, and this is the reason why Henry Ford should have just turned us into oil instead.
I wish he would have just. I wish he would have just sliced us all up like meat. I wish that the new Ford Fusion had not shatterproof glass.
That's right.
Shattering glass.
All the more reason to just keep that regular ass glass in there, folks. That's it. Well, this is also something that's being put into some regular ass glass. A New Hampshire distillery unveiled a new whiskey with an unusual key ingredient: invasive green crabs. I don't know about you, but when I'm drinking whiskey, I go, you know what this is missing? Crab.
I love crab, and you can put the flavor in anything.
Oh my god,
anything! But what is this invasive green crab that I'm hearing about here?
It's one we've actually talked about it before on the show.
What's this invasive green crab I've been hearing about lately?
What does it taste like?
Does it taste crabby?
That's it. Tamsworth Distilling said it teamed up with the University of New Hampshire's Green Crab Project to develop the House of Tamworth Crab Trapper, which is billed as being made with a bourbon base steeped it with a custom crab, corn, and spice blend mixture. Now, since it's got the spices in there, that piques my interest. Because I've had a couple different types of whiskey in my day, and I would certainly, I'd take a little sip of that to see what that's like.
Oh, sure, yeah, I'd give it a try, no doubt.
It's a strange choice. Well, Steve Grass, owner of Tamsworth Distilling, said developers boiled more than 90 pounds of tiny crabs into a crab stock and then fortified them. Yeah, it's
90 pounds of crabs. That's
a few.
That's half of me.
That's a few. Tamsworth made neutral grain spirits and distilled them on a rotary vacuum. It has a crab on the nose for certain. He said it tastes like a briny and better Fireball.
I don't like that it's comparison to Fireball.
Yeah, I guess because of the spice. I do too. And so because that's cinnamon. So, but I guess there's maybe like Old Bay sort of stuff in there for the spice. So that might be more the spice that they're tasting in there, because I don't particularly care for spicy alcohol. Like I love spicy everything.
I don't want it to taste like Big Red when I drink
it.
Fireball tastes like I'm drinking Big Red.
Right.
And I just want to puke every time I drink it, dude.
Yeah, it's not a pleasant sensation. But we're raising awareness for a problem that in a way that is fun and interesting, but it also shows that through creativity and gumption, we can turn these pesky critters into a tasty treat. We want to move brave souls in the culinary arts to rise to the challenge and defeat the enemy by eating them.
I think Alex Jones has proclaimed the same.
He's been telling us to look out for this for a long time, folks.
So what are these green crabs that are invasive?
They're
to the country.
In New Hampshire's region, they're just coming in. I don't know where they came from. Maybe from Greenland. I don't know. But it's
very interesting. I mean, if they taste good, then they'll be eaten pretty quickly. I think if we're only fishing for green crabs,
right,
and we supplement our normal diet of crabs with green crabs,
that's it. We've got the blue
cheaper
ones
because they're pests.
Yeah, right.
I 100% will eat them.
Oh yeah, bring them on. Bring them down. Bring them down.
I don't give a fuck if they're crabs. We all turn into crabs eventually.
It's all crab
Ask Deirdre about it.
That's right. Exactly right. Deirdre knows.
She knows.
That's it. But I'll tell you who else knew. So the headstone at an Iowa cemetery is raising controversy after residents noticed the family had included a hidden profanity in the grave marker's engraved message. The family of Stephen Paul Owens, who died at the age of 59 in September 2021, said the hidden message in Owens' headstone in rural Park Polk County is meant as a tribute, not an insult to their departed relative.
Oh no! Oh no! It's not.
So the the headstone message reads, "Forever in our hearts until we meet again." Yes.
Forever in our hearts. Line 1.
Right. Until we meet again.
Minute. Oh
yeah. Cherished memories.
Cherished.
Known as our son, father. Yeah. So known as our father, our son, brother, father, papa, uncle, friend, and cousin.
Father, friend. It spells without the visual aid for those of you who aren't able to see the way that this poem or like tribute is written out on the headstone.
Yes.
It reads, if you look at it vertically, from the F to the F on the top lines, line to line, it says, fuck off.
That's it. There you go. The formatting of the type causes the first letter of each line to spell out the message. Fuck off. It was a term of endearment, Owen's daughter told the local television station.
Fuck off.
If he said that to you, it meant he liked you.
Oh.
If he didn't like you, he didn't talk to you.
Oh, well, that's
there you are.
I'm 100% on board with that.
That's it.
Well, who the fuck are these people to be regulating what you put on headstones?
Well,
you can put anything. You can put big fat dickwad on the headstone. I don't care. If people want to put that on my headstone, which is just a marker for my dead body, which is floating in space.
That's right. This is all just a red herring anyway.
That's all just a red herring.
That's why I'm telling everybody to fuck off, because I don't want them to try and dig it up and realize I'm not there. I don't want anybody in my spot. I paid for this plot.
And it's only 14 by 25.
Exactly right. I got to have somewhere once I crash back into the ocean with the space station. Have somewhere to sleep. So because I certainly can't afford rent all this time.
If I get cremated and then compressed into a stone,
yeah,
can I get turned into a headstone so that I only take up the minimal amount of space?
Oh, I don't think you'd even take up a headstone size.
Yeah, but I'm saying just like work me into the stone.
Oh yeah, like mix you into the mortar.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. Can we do that? Can we start doing that service?
Yeah, absolutely.
Should I TM that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah, I guess that would be fine. You know, whatever. I mean, you could just stay in an urn, but that would be even smaller. But if you're looking for,
I mean, like if you want something where you can go visit, like this sort of occupying
visit an urn.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true.
Just keep it.
But urns are less permanent and heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like an urn out in the wilderness is like not something that you can.
Where do you think we keep urns? In the wilderness?
Well, no, you got to go to somebody's house, then you have to request a visit, all that kind of stuff. If you're worked into a headstone, you can just walk to that cemetery.
You can inter urns though.
That's a whole lot of extra space though. I'm talking about minimizing the space that you take up.
It's still not that much space though. I mean, but if you want to I want to be a rock. All right, I do want to be a rock. Okay. If I get reincarnated as something, I hope it's a rock, because that's what I want to be. Like preferably out on this little sunny cliff or something like that, just overlooking a nice ravine. That's all I want. I could be out in space somewhere, some planet I don't even know existed in some other time, whatever. I just want to be a rock, and that way nobody bothers me, and I just get to stay in the same place and not do anything.
I love to be the second most intelligent thing on a planet, but not this one.
Okay.
Just some other planet.
Why second most?
Well,
so you can be its pet?
No, like something like a dolphin.
Oh, I see.
You know, I'm talking like I roam, the large landscape.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really like associated, but I'm respected as far as like what. But I'm also not. I don't deal with all the accoutrements of like being the top species.
You'd have to also be there at the right time and place, because you would be the biggest threat at that point.
Exactly. It's the time and place as well.
That's it. It's important.
Very much so.
Well, the Camp Township Board of Trustees said that the officials rejected the headstone, but the family had it installed anyway. The board said the statement that it does not allow profanity on gravestones because those others who are placed in the cemetery have the right of decency afforded to them as well. So,
who gives a shit? People are dead. Fuck you.
And it doesn't just say "fuck off" on it. It has a little poem, but if you read it the right way, then it does.
Exactly.
So it's
not blatant.
No,
just how about you just follow the advice of the headstone and fuck off?
Fuck off. Exactly right. Well, the statement, the statement said that the community members are preparing legal action to have the headstone removed. They don't want, nor do they appreciate the stone being in the cemetery. The community will not stop until they have had the headstone removed. So there you go.
Nonsense. I don't know if this is coming up in the weird news. Anything about the Satanic Temple?
No.
Did you hear about this?
Well, it depends upon what you're about to say.
somebody tried to burn down the Satanic Temple in out in Salem, Massachusetts.
Yeah,
I read the story.
Yeah, no.
Some kind of like zealot.
Yeah, somebody with a God T-shirt on
Mhm.
came, and I think they threw like a Molotov cocktail or something like that at the building.
They only burned like the front door, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
it was
luckily they
handled
caught it.
pretty quickly, but still.
Yeah, and they've had cameras up since day one.
Oh yeah,
when
they're 100% aware that people are going to make terroristic attacks.
Yeah, they had it up when they were painting the house, as a matter of fact. But yeah, that's that.
Not
yeah.
surprised.
Yeah, yeah.
Luckily, everything is fine, and it's all being handled. But I mean, seriously, dude.
Juan says that because it's Owens, he said it actually says, "Oh, fuck off."
Oh my God, Juan, you're absolutely right.
That's true.
Juan is no stranger to reading into a script.
You've got to. That's exactly right.
He knows
and
how to find
That's exactly right.
the exact
and the nuance.
meaning.
You got to get the nuances. That's what it's all about.
Oh fuck.
Well, I'll tell you what else.
Fuck off.
Tell you what else was saying. Oh, fuck! An adult Bengal tiger sparked fear and fascination in a Mexican city when it was seen wandering loose on the sidewalk in a residential area. Can you imagine walking down the street and a fucking Bengal tiger is just wandering around?
I've actually had nightmares about this.
Oh my God.
Like this is terrifying.
This is what it used to feel like to me to go to the mall.
I know.
Yeah,
this is something that me and Matt used to go to the mall every week to help desensitize him to the fact that he had like agoraphobia.
No, social anxiety.
Social anxiety.
Yeah.
So Matt had severe social anxiety, and he like I didn't push him to do this.
Right.
Matt wanted to like go and like use essentially like
exposure therapy.
Exposure therapy.
Yeah.
That's it. To sort of desensitize him to the fact of like
it had to
people
happen.
and the relation that the metaphor that I came up with when discussing it with Matt. I was like, so it's kind of like you're surrounded by like lions.
Yeah.
And he was like, yes.
Yeah.
That is exactly what it feels like.
Right, exactly.
And I was like, dude, that's fucking scary. So these people actually dealt with that.
They got the experience. Well, video captured Wednesday shows the tiger walking down the city sidewalk in a residential neighborhood while surprised locals watched from a distance. Witnesses say the tiger sat down after a few minutes and a man arrived with a length of rope. He slipped it around the big cat's neck and just walked away with it.
What?
What is fucking
That's my new pet.
going on? It's you're mine now.
Guy wasn't even in animal control.
That's it.
No. Like their van pulls up after he leaves, and they're like, "We hear there's a tiger around
Where's
here."
the tiger at?
Where'd he go?
Oh, I don't know. Some guy just took him away on a rope.
I thought he was with you.
Somebody's got a rope tiger now.
Nope. Somebody owns a tiger.
Well, it's so just keep an eye out if you're planning on going down to Mexico anytime soon. If you're planning on going to Cancun, might want to keep an eye out for those stripes walking by.
I mean, like a tiger. I know a tiger is like a ferocious animal, but I'm sure that there's like windows of time where it's kind of like just a big old cat
when it's a baby. But once they get to adult, all you gotta do is watch fucking Tiger King.
Oh yeah, I have not watched that.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, you've
unbelievably so.
You've got to take part in the dumpster fire of cultural significance.
I probably should. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's been long enough.
He's just like living in fear.
Well, no. He runs like a. There's a bunch of these Florida like tiger places that you can go and visit baby tigers and whatever, and they raise them as they get older. But he's like trying to do videos and shit with them, but every once in a while they misbehave, and that's why he always like carries a gun around with him all the time. And then after they arrest him, they find like all these like shallow graves all over the place because like when they attack him, he just kills them. Because what else are they gonna do? They're gonna kill him if he doesn't. So it's like, what the fuck is that noise? Something, there must be some backup alarm. Somebody must be outside. I don't know. But anyhow,
whatever.
But yes,
hopefully it's not your carbon monoxide
hopefully
alarm.
It's not. It might be a carbon
monoxide. If we
monoxide.
slowly drift off at the end of this episode, just
it's
know
not the THC gummies.
We didn't die in vain.
Luckily,
there's no legal action.
Yeah, that's a way. We'll be okay. What in the hell is that noise?
Sounds like it's inside your house.
It does sound like it's inside the house. We might have to take a brief commercial break here. Let's give us 1 second here, folks.
We're all gonna die.
Internet people will be. I'll be right back. Wait, it stopped.
Of course it did. Oh, I think Kara's got it.
Yeah, it was just something burning in the kitchen.
Oh, okay. Kind of sounded like an alarm.
Oh,
That's why I thought it was like carbon monoxide.
yeah.
Because I didn't smell smoke, so I was like,
No,
well, we must be dying.
Well, with all the windows open and everything, I think that helps.
That's true. Yeah, we'll live.
All right, we're
a
back.
little
It's
longer.
not. It was just something burning in the kitchen, but it's
Yeah, of
all
course.
good. It's
Kitchen's on
the
fire.
kitchen's on fire. Tell you what else is on fire. This VHS copy of Back to the Future, folks. It was sold for $75,000
Oh my fucking god!
by a Dallas-based auction house. Now, I saw that and I thought,
I got a
why?
VHS.
I've got this. Why is it worth $75,000?
Sure.
Get a little bit deeper into the article. Heritage Auction says the 1986 VHS tape of Back to the Future. It was from the collection of star Tom Wilson.
Oh,
And it fetched the high
Biff.
bid. That's right, of the New York-based collector, or from a New York-based collector, rather. The tape was still in its original shrink wrap and rated near mint by experts. The auction said
Wow.
the final price is believed to be the highest sum ever paid for a VHS tape.
If you've never looked at like Tom Wilson's social media, or he has like a cameo, if you just watch his cameo,
Oh yeah,
Tom Wilson plays one of the most classic bully villain monsters.
absolutely.
In Back to the Future 2, he becomes an absolute fucking monster.
Yep.
In 1, he tries to rape Marty's mom.
Yep.
In 2, he murders in cold blood his dad
Yep.
so that he can have this like authority and power over his mom.
Uh-huh.
It's horrific.
Yep.
It is horrific. Like Wilson, so sweet.
That's
and
it.
funny.
He's a gem.
He has like the most funny sense of humor.
Absolutely.
He's like so playful and kind. I think he if I read correctly in like some of the articles I read about this, he based his like bullying off of bullies that he had encountered in his life.
Sure.
So like that I mean he brought to life this iconic villain,
Right.
but he's a guy who's like very, very sweet.
Yeah, well,
and
that's it.
super nice.
That's how it goes a lot of times. It's the opposite sort of stretch that we make with those sorts of things. Well, his copy of Back to the Future Part 2 sold for $16,250, and Part 3 fetched a high bid of $13,750. His 1990 Back to the Future box set sold for $10,000.
Oh my god. And also he's one of the most versatile villain actors I've seen, because he plays 3 time periods of very different characters.
Sure. In a way, yeah.
Well, actually, like multiple time periods. He's like a 1950s Biff. He's a modern day Biff.
Right.
He's like a sweet, like, sort of like broken Biff.
Right.
He's also like this bold, brash, like winning Biff. He's this 2015 version of like futuristic techno Biff. He's this
Welcome
old
to the Biff and
bitter
Biff with Biff.
with Biff, Biff and Biff.
The Biff back.
He's like an 1800s Biff who's like a fucking fucking like outlaw. It's crazy, dude. This guy played the same character in like 18 different roles.
Yes, he did. It's like it shows his versatility, of his ability to apply the character to several different roles.
Lon, what do you think?
Well, let's get you to weigh in on this. That's it. So,
Because as an actor, I feel like he has portrayed that character in so many different forms.
yeah.
I know he's always like kind of a like a chewing the scenery villain,
Right.
but I think he's a little bit more nuanced than what people might give him credit for.
Well, yeah, because he's just he's just there. He's just a background character to sort of push things along. But they said the urge to open the shrink wrap to me was unbearable, because not only does it include Back to the Future 1 and 2 and Mint, but it also has a documentary called Secrets of the Back to the Future trilogy, which I have never seen before. So I'm going to have to try and track that down.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's been
It's out there
over to the digital world.
Yeah, of course. Well, the auction house said the tape came with a note written by Wilson, the actor, and offered to sign the containers for each of the tapes for the winning bidder. So there you go. Just another little tip of the hat to a wonderful fellow. So that's that. Well, for our last story, folks, here we are. We're going to go to Turkey. Okay, so that I'm going to give you a lot of accurate pronunciations of these things.
Oh yeah. Yes,
so
for sure.
The Burhan Demir from İpek Yol, Turkey, took his younger brother to the hospital after he complained about abdominal pain. Okay. But when doctors performed an endoscopy with ultrasound and x-ray scans, they were amazed to discover 233 items in the 35-year-old stomach. These included 1 lira coins, batteries. It's like a little watch battery.
Like a little circle battery, like a little watch battery.
Oh, stop eating batteries. Magnets, nails, pieces of glass, stones, and screws.
There's a whole ass syringe in that.
It looks like a fucking like shipwreck museum.
Yeah, dude, this does
Like,
not.
this is
if
buried
you
treasure?
told me that everything on this little platter here, shown in the insert picture that you have, up on our photos, if you told me that stuff was just in some history museum,
Right.
I'd 100% believe
Absolutely,
you.
that's what it looks
I'd have
like.
never thought a person would have ingested
Oh my god.
that much shit.
Oh my god. Well, surgeons later removed the items from the patient named only as Z. Thank God, because I probably couldn't pronounce his name anyway. One surgeon named Dr. Benici said during the surgery, we saw that 1 or 2 of these nails had passed through the stomach wall. Of course they would.
Oh my god.
We saw that there were 2 metal pieces, 2 stones of different sizes in the large intestine. We found that there were batteries, magnets, nails, coins, pieces of glass, and screws when we cleaned his stomach completely. It was not a situation we see in adults, mostly in children who unconsciously swallow foreign bodies. It can be seen in psychiatric patients, prisoners, or abuse cases in the adult group. But they told local media when he was referred to the hospital after the checks were performed, he had to have an operation to have them removed from his stomach. It's just still not clear why he ate these items.
I can see the disappointment on the guy's face
Yeah.
who is like touching his head.
Tom
in the
Savini, you
picture.
mean?
Yeah, the guy in the green scrubs.
Yeah, Tom Savini.
Tom Savini.
Yeah.
He has lost more than his hair
Yes.
in this picture.
Yes.
He has lost all respect for his little brother.
Little Z. Little Z. It's
I don't know
Sam-
why you've eaten 200. He won't stop eating batteries.
eating batteries. 233 items.
That's fucking nuts,
30,
dude.
He's only 35.
Jesus Christ.
Now he's got
like,
lots of room
he's like
to go.
1 year older than us.
That's it till he turns so that'd be when he turns 70, he's going to have twice as much in there because he's going to have another 35 years to work on it, I guess. But that was
if he lives that long.
well,
I mean,
you never. It depends upon what he can get a hold of.
how does
I
he
guess.
ever go through a metal detector? Does he fly?
Probably not. Probably he can probably barely
imagine.
walk. But yeah, it's important to remember that if you can't get it at the grocery store, right, and not in like the 2 aisles that are next to where they keep all the the pharmacy stuff, where they have like random home improvement things and dog food. I mean, you can reach for the dog food before you reach for the box of nails, and certainly before you just dude, don't you have any pockets? Put the change in your pockets.
This is some kind of very, very rare mental disorder where he feels the need to eat metal.
That, or I don't know. Maybe he's like Scrooge McDuck and he's just diving into the,
the more I store inside of me, the more more rich I become.
This bank might not be FIDC insured, but or FD, whatever the fuck that abbreviation is. But I'll tell you, nobody's ever going to break my bank.
With the conversion rate, lira, that lira, based on what picture I'm seeing here, of how much is removed from his body, I think he's probably got about 25 cents.
They're just leaving that there as payment for the doctors.
Why didn't he swallow coins that are worth more?
That's what you should do. Have an internal coin collection.
Stupid.
Oh man, and they
fucking asshole.
They always hear him coming too, jingle jangling all the way.
That's right.
That's it.
Swallowed $50. You stupid asshole.
You need to go for bigger currency. Start working on bills. That's what I say.
Stop eating nails too. Come on, and syringes.
Right.
There's a whole syringe here, and I just don't understand how he got a hold of it. First of all, and why he'd swallow it. These questions don't have answers.
There's some sizable pieces in here.
My only access that I've ever had to syringes is the fact that Allison is
the doctor
over at my house all the time.
Yeah,
and we, we're always around each other, and that she has syringes in her pocket.
Right.
But before that, I'd never encountered that.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. It's piggy bank. It's a piggy bank. That's basically it.
His mouth is open. I mean, if he can fit something in there,
that's it.
He'll swallow it.
Hungry Hippos was his favorite game. He loved it. Loved it as a kid. I'll tell you what you're going to love is we'll see you next time on another episode of the Kickstart with Matt.
And Matt.
And this was a long one, folks. An hour and a half. We're encroaching on Say You Love Satan territory here.
We are, yeah. We're starting to get a little bit too long-winded. Right. Although they have a lot to say and that they're actually funny. We really don't have anything except we're just vamping on your time and stealing your life.
That's right. We're
stealing away the parts of your life that matter most.
Swallowing your life.
If you listen to this show for a whole hour and 30 minutes,
yep.
I actually feel sad about the things you could have done.
That's it. Yeah, you better be working on something else.
Let your idle hands to the devil's playground. And don't let it ever be. Hallelujah. If you ever listen to our show and you have done nothing in the time frame in which we are, like, I'm talking like relaxing is even something you could do.
Right.
If you've done nothing.
Hopefully they're not on edge listening to our show.
Don't be on edge. Listen to our show, because I really can't condone that.
No.
I'll kill myself for doing that. I'll stop it. I'll stop it right here.
Yeah, you got to keep it going.
Go do something productive, because I swear to God,
your life. You just wasted so much time. But keep an eye out. The new Corpse Master song is going to be coming out at some point.
God,
we forgot to talk about it.
Oh man, we forgot to talk about all this shit.
Yeah. So but the new Corpse Master song, Invoking Evil's coming out soon.
It is so good.
We're just waiting for it to get.
Matt and I listened to it last week.
Yeah.
Because I said, hey, can you show me like the finished product of this? Because I know it got delayed, unfortunately. Yeah. Spotify's nonsense.
Yeah.
But I went and listened to like the fucking full ass version of this thing. I only heard like bits of it before.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
And I'm telling you this, I know I'm biased coming from the Matt and Matt podcast, but as a music fan, I thought that it had such a cool hook.
Right.
It had awesome compliments. I love death metal, and I love King Diamond because I'm in a King Diamond cover band. It's really more merciful.
I was just going to say, yep. It's got that, because we went with the thin vocal for it. But yeah,
it's got a hook. You can listen to it as any fan of music, like in any level. I feel like it has enough musicality to it that it's actually like legitimately good.
Yes,
I mean, Jesse's a great composer. Like, I've heard all of his original stuff. I really like his style.
Absolutely.
I like his sensibilities.
Yes. Yep.
I have a lot of the same tastes as that.
Mm-hmm.
Me and him haven't really gotten into that, but like we have similar crossover like tastes as far as like his, although he's like into a little bit more of the industrial stuff, but I'm into like a bit more of the death metal-y stuff.
Right.
But man, it's a perfect blend.
Yeah.
It really is. Yep. I never thought that I'd hear Merciful Fate and death metal get merged so well.
Yep.
You gotta listen to it.
Go
to Corpse Master.
Yep.
Go follow their Instagram.
That way you can be ready.
Go on their Spotify. Go check it out. It's going to be
good.
Sweet.
It's going to be good. So, and then we might maybe other things might happen after that. We'll have to see what happens. But until then, we'll see you on the next one, everybody.
See you next week.
Goodbye.
Motherfuckers. Bye.
All right, Internet people, Juan and Allison, thank you very much.
Thanks, Juan and Allison.
We love you.
We love you guys.
We'll see you on the next adventure.
See you next week, guys. Take care.
Good night.
Until next time.